Hi and welcome for another Facebook Live. This is Esther from Stampin' Star Creations. This is potentially the last Facebook Live of the year. I think I've done it since January. I can't remember if it was one of my New Year's resolutions, but there you go. As much as I possibly can, I've managed to do it every Tuesday and come on Facebook with your lovely company to be able to do these lives, to show you and to demonstrate cards and projects. So thank you so much for those of you who have liked my page, who have commented, who have joined me for my lives and kept me company and kept me going through the year. So I really appreciate that. Today I'm going to do something that I find rather difficult, and that is simple stamping. Simple stamping is not my forte. What I mean by simple stamping is going back to basics, ink, stamps and paper. I struggle with the fact it's so simple. So I'm gonna try it tonight. Now I've left my light out so that you can see my flashing earrings that I wanted to show off to you that I bought today. So I can see people hopping on and saying hello, thank you very much. I'm just going to quickly scroll back to do a roll call to see who's in tonight. Hello there Jeannie, welcome. Hi Joyce and Anne-Marie and Vicky all the way from Australia. Janice up in Scotland. Deborah and April. And Naveen, great stuff. I got some of my downline on here tonight, whoop whoop, and some of my Stampin' Up family, which is fantastic. Those of you who've never seen me before, I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, a bit like being an Avon rep, but for the craft world, for a particular stamp company. So without further ado, I'm going to switch the light on to get a bit more light in here. And we're going to get simple stamping, hopefully. Hopefully, you've got to really tie my hands behind my back to make sure I do actually do simple stamping. So let's try and do the smooth motion of turning you around. If I cover that, and then do, oh no, I let go too soon. Never mind, here I am. Okay, so I've got a few, I grabbed an extra stamp set out. I've grabbed a few stamp sets because I was having a really quick play before I came on tonight. And I've seen this idea before, and I saw it recently on another demonstrator. Lani Spendlove is her surname. She's Creative Juice at Lani, and I watched her replay of a Facebook Live, and I got this idea, remembered this idea from her. Yes, you like my fancy earrings, Deborah, thank you. So today I was able to meet up with a friend and go out for a catch-up drink, and then I had the party for the kiddies at nursery where I work. So it's been quite a full-on day, but a nice day. Okay, I'm just starting with a piece of Whisper White cardstock, which is very smooth and very lovely to work with our stamps. Rose, great to see you all the way from Australia. Great to have your company. Now I'm going to go in with, I didn't know whether to do Christmassy or to mix it up, so I'm going to mix it up to show you that you can make the same version card but in different stamps and maybe using different colours. And there's Cassie, great to have you along. Okay, I'm going to recreate something that I did in my practice. I put away all my stamps now, my inks rather. So I'm hoping to go over to YouTube after this to have a go at a technique that I've not done before. So if you're intrigued, you can head over to my YouTube channel after this. I'll give you the details, remind me. So simple stamping is about ink, stamps and paper. I'm using smoky slate. I'm going to actually stamp off once on my paper. Italian nails, they're supposed to be my Christmas nails. And then I'm coming, can you see that? I've got that seaweed, and I'm going to just stamp it in the corner of my card here in the smoky slate. I'm just saving on blocks, it's just a bit easier to have things on blocks. And then going in with the black Memento ink to ink up my seahorse. So these stamps are from Seaside Notions. All these stamps you see are available from my shop at stampinstarcreations.co.uk. So making sure that's nice and inked up and juicy. You can usually tell if you put it to the light and it's nice and shiny. And I'm just going to stamp that over my seaweed, that's the word. Okay, nice clear image there. And then just to add a bit more texture, I'm going to add this shell somewhere opposite in the corner. Okay, now you might think, yeah, that's great as it is, but I'm just gonna, without putting too much on it, I'm just gonna grab a mat actually, my brand new mat. Oh, I've been collecting these, so I've got enough for class. And then now you can do this freehand, or what, I had this on my desk, and this is one of the dies that you can use for actually cutting out your card if you run it through a machine. And I thought actually this is quite a handy tip if you've got some shapes like this, like a rectangle. Now, where's the pen I used earlier? Now again, Stampin' Up sell journal pens, so you might have a black ink pen or even a biro, but it kind of works better with inked pens. You can do this freehand, but I want to show you, in fact I might do one. Oh, what shall I do? Okay, let me stick to the plan, Okay, that a bit, but he's stuck where he is, so that's fine. I wanted to show you that you can use these shapes to actually draw around them. Welcome Lindsay and Misty. I'm trying to go simple stamping. So this is the kind of thing that if you are trying to knock out some thank you cards, or lots of the same kind of card, or don't have time to spend ages knocking out cards, this would be great. Or if you're new to stamping. So I'm just getting my black pen, and I'm going to draw around the border of my die cut. Like, oops, put my finger in the way. Like I said, you do not need these dies. You can do it freehand, or you can find something to draw around. Okay, I'm managing to slip up and draw around my fingers instead, which is not the idea of this. And then so we're only drawing the lines up to where the images are, and where the image is, you stop. So I can just see the horse's back sticking out. You probably can't see it from that angle, but I can. Okay, I'll lift this up and then you'll be able to see what I mean. So there you go. And I think it's just really simple but really effective. You can add a sentiment across here or up there or anyway. Welcome Paulette, great to see you. Now, you might be happy with it like that. You might want to leave it like that. You might want to add colour. Now there's several ways of being able to colour it in. You can use watercolour pencils, you can use alcohol markers, you could just use Wink of Stella, which is the glittery pen. But another just quick and easy way I'm going to show you is actually with an aqua pen. So, oh, this is my broken one. Mustn't show you the broken one. Let's show you my new one. Okay, so this is just our normal Whisper White card. I'm just going to grab a mint macaron, and what you do with these inks, give it a squeeze, give it a little staying alive motion, or some people find it easier to turn it upside down and just press in the centre. And what this does, it transfers the ink to the lid, so you can use it as a palette. Just squeeze a little bit of your water from an aqua pen or a paintbrush. You know, especially if you're starting out, you don't need everything. And I'm just literally going to give this a bit of a colour wash, a colour wash. Not even going inside the lines, I'm going outside the lines. This would be great for masculine cards. Like I said, you can change it up. It doesn't have to be this particular stamp set. I want to show you some other ideas. Same sort of principle, but with a different stamp set. No, this is not watercolour paper, but it can take a little bit of water. Don't overdo it, but it can take a bit of water. So, and I am going to leave it like that and just mount it as is, as they say. Welcome, Sarah. So I want to show you this design, but not this design, same sort of design, but in a different colour and in a different stamp. So you can knock these out. You can create some notelets with those. You can make thank you cards. I'm just going to grab another piece of paper. Okay, this time I'm going to go in again with our black ink. You don't have to have loads of colours. And this set I'm using is So Many Stars. So you might want something quick and Christmassy. You might have forgotten that you were supposed to send a card to Great Aunt Maud, and you've forgotten and you haven't got a lot of time because you're busy wrapping presents. So you knock up a quick and simple card for dear Aunt, Great Aunt Maud, whoever she may be. So this time I'm going to put a sentiment in. I'm actually going to bring back my die and lay that on there so I can make sure that I do actually past the bit that I want it to. And I want to use this, but I'm going to come back with that stamp in a minute. Shall we go freehand? Go daring and actually go freehand. This sort of thing would look cute on the front of a notebook or kids' school books. Yes. In fact, I'm not going to go freehand. I'm going to show you what you can do. I've turned the die over to see what it's going to be like. So this time I'm going to leave a gap in the corners without trying to get my fingers in the way. Because once you've got the basic line down, you can, if you're feeling brave, you can do stuff with the line. You know, lines and curves are a basic drawing shape. So some people say they can't draw, but actually you don't need to be able to draw. If you know how to draw with a ruler or draw roughly a straight line and a curvy line, you're halfway there. I saw this really interesting TED talk about it. Anyway, I won't get distracted. So let me just draw you in a little bit. So on the corners here, I'm just going to do 2 dashes. 1, 2. Don't have to be exactly the same. 1, 2. 1 long, 1 short. 1, 2. And it just already adds that extra little element on your card. Now you might be feeling brave and you might want to doodle a bit more. I'm going to do a big dot and a little dot, and then let's do another one here. Big dot, 2 little dots, big dot, 2 little dots. Oops, I did a bit big of a space, too big of a space. Put my teeth in, start talking properly. Okay, so again you can leave it like this. You could add a bit of colour. I'm just going to add some more stamping, just to add a bit more. Oh, big blodge there, don't do that. So this one, you just got to go a bit more light-handed than I did. There you go, let's go light-handed. There you go. Because it just presses down on the bit that you don't want it to. Looks like a little moon anyway, so we'll leave it like that. Again, you can mount this. You can even mount it on black, which I don't have to hand. I just bought some more black. Let me grab out another colour. A nice neutral grey colour. Now this has a filler stamp. If you are feeling brave, you can fill it with stamps. You could, let's find another way of colouring this in quickly. Where did I put them? Where are you? I need you on my desk. Oh, I know why, because you're on my desk already. Let's get out some watercolour pencils. So I've shown you how to colour with the ink. Let's get out a nice bluey colour, Coastal Cabana. What stamps I've used for the line? Do you mean the line, the border that I've just done? I've just drawn around a die. Is that what you mean? Okay, for this I'm just going to go over with a watercolour pencil. And maybe do the sentiment. So you can, with watercolour pencils, you can't really see that. You can leave it as it is, or you can add water to it. It's not coming out very... Let's see if I add some water, what will happen. Give it a colour wash. There you go, again. Just use... Oh, I've got a bit of pink in that. Don't know where that came from. It's not really showing up too well on the camera. Okay, and then you might want your stars in a... I'm just going to do the stars in the same colour. So you could leave it black and white if you preferred. I'm just going over ever so lightly with my water brush, my aqua pen even. There you go. Okay, so that one is using the ink pad. This one's using watercolour paper. And I want to show you another one more with this stamp. Now, in my class a little while ago, I did make a card, which I'll show you after I've done this one. Let's grab out another piece of Whisper White. So this time I'm going to be using the colour Balmy Blue. which is a lovely colour for doing your hydrangeas, and this is from the Beautiful Friendship stamp set. It's got the beautiful rose type images and buds and leaves and this hydrangea here. This time I'm going in with my trusty makeup brush, and I'm going to tap it into the ink, tap, 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 tap. I'm going to grab my scratch paper, just take off the ever so slight excess because you don't want a big lump on your paper. Let's move that, I don't need that. And we're just going to go in a light circle motion until the colour transfers onto your paper, like so. I'm going to bring in my stamp to see what coverage I've got. I can afford to go out a bit more. Now, simple stamping doesn't have to be just one colour, it can be more than one colour. So I'm just going to add a little bit more ink. So that said, I'm going to bring back the stamp set and add some leaves. Welcome, I can see Janice and Susan popping in. Okay, so because this is quite a large area, I'm actually going to put ink to stamp. I don't know, just find it easier. Ta-da, like that. And then we're going to go over that spot that we just blended. Okay, so what it does, it just gives you a nice kind of hazy look behind your flower. And I'm going to add in some leaves just to make it look more like a hydrangea. Let's just close these. Now what I can now do is to bring in the sentiment, or let me just show you what I've done with, here's one I made earlier. Okay, so you can keep it like this, but the next kind of step up is maybe to add a sentiment, add some pearls, add a little bit of thread, and I've added this lovely stitched die here with some stamping, and I've actually even done some splatters. So you can, you know, just keep stepping up your cards. When you're new to it, you might be a bit nervous to know where you go from here, but just start simple and you can work your way up. So I mean on this, I don't know if you'll be able to pick it up. There you go, look, it's even got some Wink of Stella on it. So I love it. I mean, I'm not, like I said, I am not the world's most simple stamper. I just don't do simple stamping. But it's important to go back to basics and go, actually, I've just knocked out 3 cards in 20 minutes. So it's not difficult. You don't need all the tools. They're handy to have. You know, if you just have a stamp set and 1 colour or 2 colours, maybe you've got 1 stamp set, a black ink and the watercolours, you know, you can do a lot with them. Like I said, you can use this design. So now I did talk about doing freehand. I'm going to be brave and do some freehand. So you don't even need to do a straight line. I'm just going to go in freehand with this and see where we go. Now the other thing I could do, it's easier to just draw across the page, so don't sort of put your wrists at funny angles. I can actually cross over that line and kind of follow this kind of invisible line. Okay, so you want to get your hand going across the, so I'm going to go up a little bit, cross over. Straight line, well, straight line she says. It's almost impossible to do a straight line, so I won't worry about it if it wiggles. Keep that hand following through all the way to the end. I'm going to cross that over again. There, and that's doing it freehand. So as you can see, it's not straight, but it kind of adds a little bit of dimension to it. You could add some bling or some pearls or some sentiments. You know, if I were you, I'd probably tuck a sentiment up in the top right there for simple stamping. So 3 different designs for you tonight, really quick and easy, knocked up in no time. You could do Christmas cards, you could do birthday cards, you could do masculine cards, and all with that kind of same technique. So like I said, you don't need to have shapes. You could even maybe draw around a piece of cardboard, or if you've got dies to hand, that you know, they're there already, the shape's all set for you. So for example, if you wanted to draw a heart around the this design here, we happen to be selling these next year. I'm going to come back into the catalogue, these heart designs. So you could cut out a heart with card and draw around that. You know, just use your imagination with your shapes. Once you've got the basic shapes, you can go from there. Talking of which, this brings me nicely on to talk for just a couple minutes about these beautiful, very colourful catalogues here, which are coming out in the new year. I mean, obviously I've got my hands on them now. So if you are in the UK and you'd like a copy for free, then let me know. We've got this new mini catalogue here. And this is our celebration catalogue, which goes hand in hand in some ways. If you spend £45 either from here or a mixture of the main catalogue, then you get a freebie from here. So I think that's all I have to say tonight. I'm heading over in just a few minutes to not to Facebook, I'm on Facebook now, over to YouTube, because I've got a technique I want to try out. So, hi there. If you want to join me over on YouTube. Hi there, Vanessa. I'm just wrapping up over here on Facebook. Once again, if you missed my message at the beginning, I would thank you all for your support on Facebook, for your continued likes and sharing. I know there's some of you that share so regularly, and I'm so appreciative for that. And you can share the video afterwards. You can still do thumbs up and hearts and comment, and I do try and catch up with comments afterwards. So, if you're not following me already, I'm the same name over on YouTube. Just trying to grab my... This is all back to front. I should have done it before. Same name. If you found me on here, you'll be able to find me on YouTube, stampinstarcreations.co.uk. Janice says, a lovely simple cards. Thank you, Janice. Thank you, see you on YouTube. Thank you, love the idea for the cards. Great. So not an original idea, but it's great to share what you find sometimes, because there's bound to be somebody that's never seen it before. So hopefully I'll see you all over on YouTube in about a few minutes. I'm going to grab a quick drink and then we'll see you over there. I've got a technique I've been wanting to try for a little while that I haven't done before. So come over and find out what that is. Great to see you. Thank you for the love hearts. And hopefully I will see you in the year 2020. I don't think I'll be on Christmas Eve, so happy Christmas to all of you, and I hope whatever situation you find yourself in, that you have a good Christmas. I hope it's not too lonely. I hope you have a great day, and I'll catch up with you next year. I've got a calendar to show you, so probably will be my first project of the new year. It might be on YouTube. I'm not that planned ahead yet. I'm going to head off. Take care. Good to see you. And thanks again. Bye.